Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A Macomb County community claiming victory tonight, how a neighborhood banded together to stop what would have been a big change in their subdivision.
A late night in the Capitol with President Trump's personal attorney testifying in Lansing.
That election center in Detroit was a disgrace. You should be ashamed of it as citizens of Michigan.
Rudy Giuliani appearing before the bipartisan House Oversight Committee for hours tonight, claiming the election was stolen from President Trump.
He brought with him 4 witnesses who were at the TCF Center in Detroit during the election count, as well as a data expert. Giuliani repeated claims from Trump lawsuits that have been filed here in Michigan, which have not had any success. Mara McDonald live in Lansing, an understatement to say this was not the typical Lansing committee hearing.
Devin, no, it was not the typical Lansing committee hearing, simply because when you attend one of these, typically it is the legislators who are asking the questions. In this case, for a good portion of the evening, it was Giuliani who was doing the questioning. Let me show you. While Trump supporters stood outside the House office building to show support, inside, the president's attorney, Rudy Giuliani, started off by claiming massive voter fraud in Detroit.
Easily 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 illegal votes, calculated many different ways.
That 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 number Giuliani is using doesn't reconcile with how many people actually voted in the city of Detroit, which was 256,000, which is a little less than 50% of eligible Detroit voters. Giuliani brought witnesses with him that signed affidavits which have already been presented in court in Trump campaign lawsuits, which have either been dismissed or pulled by the campaign, like Jesse Jacob, a City of Detroit employee who told the House panel the counting procedure at the TCF Center was sloppy.
Did she tell you just about immediately not to invalidate any ballots and not to look for deficiencies?
She gave me a pack of, I would say, about 10 to 15 ballots. Those were all open ballots. All were opened. She brought to me and she said, Jesse, enter date November 2nd and receive this ballot into QBF.
Or freelance IT worker Melissa Carone, who was working for Dominion Voting Systems.
It was crazy. And they were running these ballots through without discarding them countless times.
A judge found Carone's affidavit not credible. 2 witnesses whose information is new claimed the process at TCF was poorly managed with poorly trained people.
Was there an overcount? Yes. Was it off by thousands? I can't tell.
The representatives of both parties showed more interest in their testimony, but things got very heated toward the end of the evening when it was time for Giuliani's final comments.
Why should we sit here in this show that you are partaking in and taking around the country if no one has found any evidence whatsoever of any of your wrongdoing? And why should we not believe the reported attempts of you to try to seek a pardon from the president?
What was the last part?
That last part is not.
You're attempting to seek a pardon, so why is this not part of that?
I will ask that he be disciplined for that. First of all,
hold on.
First of all, what he says is untrue. Second, that is a defamation of my professional character.
Back here live, important to point out that Bill Barr, the U.S. Attorney General, said the Department of Justice has looked into these allegations of widespread election fraud and have found no evidence to back it up. Also, Devin and Kimberly, something to keep in mind. Michigan House Republicans made it very clear tonight that this hearing was not about trying to overturn election results in the state of Michigan. It was about listening to people who say they saw irregularities at the TCF Center. We are live in Lansing tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
4.5-hour proceeding. Certainly not typical of what we would maybe even expected going in. All right, Mara. Now, shortly before today's hearing got underway, President Trump released a 46-minute video on social media pushing, thus far, unfounded claims of election fraud.
In one Michigan county, as an example, that used Dominion systems, they found that nearly 6,000 votes had been wrongly switched from Trump to Biden. And this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Now, the president appears to be referring to what happened up in Antrim County, where initially the county reported more votes for Joe Biden than the president. The county clerk, though, says the error was caught, that it was caused by human error and was not because of an issue with the Dominion voting software.
The U.S. setting a new record tonight with more than 100,000 people now hospitalized with COVID-19. That total even surpasses the number of patients admitted during the country's first peak back in the spring and has doubled since November 1st.
Here in Michigan, the state reporting 6,955 new cases today, along with 81 additional deaths from the virus. Tonight's headlines: a judge has refused to reinstate indoor dining at restaurants after the Michigan Restaurant and Lodging Association sued to try to overturn that ban. Right now, it is set to expire 1 week from today. Meanwhile, overseas, the United Kingdom becomes the first to authorize use of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine, and it's expected to begin distributing shots within the next couple of days. That vaccine and a second manufactured by Moderna are still awaiting FDA emergency approval in the U.S. That's expected in the next couple of weeks.
People in Warren fight for their light as part of a massive $100 million Mound Road project. Several intersections are set to be streamlined and overhauled. Jason Colthorpe is live at one such intersection in Warren, which was the focus of a meeting tonight with a team of engineers on this project. Jason?
And Kimberly, you can see exactly why this is such a big deal. Even at 11 o'clock at night, not only is the traffic heavy, but when the light here at Arden and Mound Road turns red, cars still back up 3 and 4 deep. Now, the idea was under this plan to remove all lights at this intersection both ways to streamline traffic, keep it moving. But neighbors who live around here will be the first to tell you, you eliminate the traffic light, you eliminate their chance of getting out onto Mound Road in a timely fashion. Well, tonight they got some good news and some bad news. The St. Anne subdivision was ready for a fight tonight.
A couple of us neighbors had sent messages to one another on Facebook.
Our children handed out flyers.
Neighbors Craig and Patty Bill and Melissa Gordon spread the word about tonight's meeting.
Neighbors didn't even know that this was taking place.
So we made sure that everybody was notified.
About the massive Mound Road construction project that's streamlining things from 11 Mile all the way to M59.
I have a lot of concerns on how this is going to impact the safety of a lot of people on the roads.
The plan was to eliminate a light at Arden Road, the only way in and out for people in that subdivision.
What's your plan on allowing us to get out? You know, we sit sometimes at that light in excess 3 or 4 times before we can even get out with a light there.
150 or so neighbors were ready to be heard, but were immediately notified there had been a change. All traffic signals would stay.
We'll have detection be placed on Arden Avenue approaches to allow green time on Arden Avenue, even if pedestrians are not present.
However, the intersection will see a major change. The ability to cross Mound going east and west will now end, meaning all traffic would now flow onto Mound Road, which many neighbors don't like. They lose the crossover in the name of safety, but overall it feels like a win after the neighborhood banded together.
All the voices were heard and everybody got to speak their piece. I think that was very good.
Very good.
And actually, the ace in the hole here appears to be when Gordon wrote a letter to Warren Mayor Jim Fouts earlier this week explaining the problem. Well, Mayor Fouts issued a statement saying he was against this, wanted the light to stay. 48 hours later, the light is back in the master plan. We're in Warren tonight. Jason Coulter, Local 4.
All right, Jason. Twin brothers charged in the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer could soon be getting out of jail. Michael and William Null are charged with supporting terrorism. Today, a Grand Traverse County judge denied a request to lower their $250,000 bond, but did modify the bond conditions to allow their release if they post 10% of the $250,000. Today, their attorney argued the brothers never conducted surveillance of the governor's home.
Judge, this is a political vendetta. These gentlemen, we believe, never left the Walmart parking lot in Cadillac and never provided any material support.
There is a recording to this effect that has them in the car participating in this surveillance quite actively and going with the group to Elk Rapids where the surveillance occurred.
If the Nulls are able to post the bond, they'll have to wear GPS tethers. They're due back in court December 16th.
A Detroit woman shoots a man who was hiding in her home.
Yeah, this happened last night near East State Fair in Kelly on Detroit's east side. Police tell us the woman heard noises coming from her attic, and she went to inspect the noise. Turned out it was a 19-year-old man. she shot him and called police. That man is in stable condition. Police believe he was planning to steal from the home. The woman has been cooperating with the investigation, and of note, she is a CPL holder.
Still ahead, the new head of Michigan's unemployment agency under fire in Lansing today.
What she says is to blame for the backlog issues that have delayed unemployment payments. Let's check in with Ben.
Devin and Kim, it seems like we just got rid of our last burst of snowfall, and our next one is just around the corner. But can we hold on to these mild temperatures until then? We'll check that out for you next.
All right, Ben, but first, a family's emotional call for help to whoever murdered a father of 8.
How do you explain death to a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old?
Family's message to the killer is coming next.